Hello, this is Saturday Food Fever. Good afternoon, good night, good morning, wherever you are.
Hello.
Hello,
I'm
hello.
Livia, from Brazil, and can you introduce yourselves?
I'm
Elena,
Shafak. I'm Shafak from Bodrum,
ciao, Shafak.
Turkey. Hello.
Merhaba.
Merhaba.
Ciao, buon pomeriggio.
I think we're hearing some echo. Let me
Yes,
see what
I,
is
I am
it.
here as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's better? No, still hearable. Like,
Sorry, I think I was I did a mistake. So now is it working without echo, right?
Okay, so your mobile was on. All right, that's okay. Livia, come back, all forgiven. She sorted out.
I
yeah,
don't know why we spoke with the earphones for 20 minutes and it was everything okay, but now we went live and my phone decided it was not the time to go working right. So, okay,
Yes.
it's okay like that.
With the
Sorry.
headphones, it doesn't echo. That's why. Yeah.
I put the headphones on mine. Can you
Yes,
hear?
yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
great. Let's go. Today, I'm going to teach you a really easy, really delicious pie that you can make with any vegetables, meat, anything you want that you like, that you have in your fridge. In my case, I use some eggplants. I'm going to use some eggplants that were like almost dying. Some of it had a little mold, and I really needed to cook them. And I mean, it's really delicious. Eggplants, aubergines, like melanzana. I couldn't make them go to waste. And this is a good way to, make them into really good use. And one time I had many kinds of different vegetables that I had in my fridge, small pots, and I made this pie with regions, with like this kind of vegetable here, this vegetable here, this vegetable there. So I had like three tastes, different tastes of the same pie.
That's good idea. Very good idea.
Yeah, I mean, one was with curry and the other one was really fresh zucchini. So it's a big recipe. I'm gonna make the full recipe, 4 eggs, and I'm gonna fill this tray, which is quite
That's
big.
quite big. I'm
Um,
gonna make the full recipe, but I'm using this one. Shall I use a big one like yours?
yes, use a big one. I don't know how much
Because
filling do you have.
the side is quite big, but the side is not very high. Does it go too high?
It doesn't really grow a lot, but it depends on how many vegetables or how much filling you're going to add.
Okay, yeah.
Because here in this blender, maybe it's going to be up to here.
Okay.
I think, if I can say, I think that the amount of the vegetables that Shafak did is enough for the
This
pan.
one.
I think
Yeah.
so. I mean, you can do a thinner
No,
one, but it's okay. I mean, you can do it thinner, but with the same taste. I think so.
yes.
Yeah,
I think so. This
how
would be
much?
okay.
Can you show
Yeah.
us? Can you show us how much filling you have?
My feeling is this much.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So this one is small. Yeah, you can use this one.
okay.
Yeah, because mine is melanzana. So let me show with the drone. So it's a full pan.
Yes, that is big. Yes.
So it's going to have a lot of filling, a
Mine
lot
is
of filling.
slightly less than yours. Okay. Obviously my dough will be maybe too much for this. Is
Yeah,
that
maybe
would that
if you use 3 eggs or 2 eggs, it's going to be, I think, a better ratio between filling and
yeah.
dough.
Okay, so I'll go for 3.
Okay.
And this size, I'll make it little less. All right.
So I just finished my film. I'm going to finish posting the recipe of the melanzana with tomato sauce that I'm making. I'm gonna post it on Instagram. And the important thing about the filling is that it's juicy. It has juice, water in it, but not so much.
Yeah.
In the way that the juices will connect with the dough and make the taste of your filling into the dough. And also, you can try to you make accordingly. So I'm gonna use vegetable stock, broth, that I made, and I use the same broth to cook the melanzana as well instead of water. So it has kind of the same taste, but also I'm gonna use some contrast. I'm gonna use for the dough, we're going to need flour. It's 2 cups of flour for it's 4 eggs. So if you're making with 2 eggs, use just 1 cup of flour. I'm gonna make a mix of white flour and whole wheat flour. Um, so it's more. I think it goes well with the melanzana and the tomato sauce.
Uh,
Also, you're gonna need
yeah,
2 eggs.
yeah. So I don't have totally white flour. I'm gonna do it only whole grain, normal.
Yeah, if you use whole wheat flour, maybe it's not going to be so fluffy because the white flour it reacts with the baking powder,
Yeah.
making a fluffier pie. But it's also going to be delicious enough. I like my mother really likes white flour, so also I'm making it for my to take it to my mom's. So usually I like to make it only with whole wheat flour. Let me get my baking powder. That's somewhere here.
And while Livia is making and preparing everything, I'm going to do a small one of this pie, and I'm going to use half the quantity Livia said. So 2 eggs, 1 cup of broth, 1 cup of flour. I would like to add only few spoons of corn flour in order to give a little bit of crunchy taste. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Is it pre-cooked corn flour?
No, corn flour, we use corn flour to do polenta. And normally, when you want to do a dough that has a little bit of crunchy, or we say also say sablé. It's in
Mhm.
French. I cannot remember the name. A sandy taste is not so good. It's better sablé. So it's a little bit more crunchy. We are going to put it in the oven. So with the Parmesan cheese and I was thinking about that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it could be good. I mean, it does it go well with your filling? What are you going to put inside the pie?
Let's try. Let's try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Livia, what are you cutting?
I'm cutting my cheese. I haven't grated the cheese. This is a hard cheese from Minas Gerais. It used to be a fresh cheese that I aged at home. So the fresh cheese wasn't so good, but when it
So,
aged, it
so
got
you're
really
gonna
well.
use it like a chunk instead of grated, because I have a parmesan, grated parmesan. I'm gonna use grated parmesan.
Great. If you have it grated already, you can use it. Because we're going to blend.
Okay.
I haven't grated mine. I don't have to go through all the work of grating it because we're going to put it in a blender.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And I also want to use some fresh of the kind of same kind of cheese because I want it really cheesy.
Okay, I've got a little bit, so I
Okay.
can put that in the.
Because it's the melanzana, yeah, I think it's going to be delicious. But maybe not a lot. Maybe I'm being too greedy here. I'm not gonna use this part.
I'm fighting.
Fighting with what?
I'm fighting with the corn flour. I have corn flour now. I have to find it.
Yeah. So let's see what else. We're gonna need eggs, cheese, flour, baking powder, brodo, and milk. If you don't have already stock made at home, or you can use the tablet that you buy and just dilute it in the milk.
Yes.
Um, it's not my favorite option, but it's a fast option. If it's only what you have, go for it.
Yeah, I don't like
And
using it, but it saves sometimes. So I'm using a ready stock, so I'm not gonna add any salt in it, so it will be salty enough.
yeah. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, but not so much because I'm gonna use a lot of cheese, and the cheese has already salt,
Yeah.
and the melanzana has. I made a sauce with salt as well. Um, yeah. It's important. Oh, I found it! Yay! So first things first, turn on the oven. So it's warm when you're going to make it. You can put in medium temperature, like 200 degrees Celsius.
We need to preheat oven now, 200 degrees.
200 degrees, yes.
Okay. So I start.
And also now I'm gonna prepare my baking sheet with butter and flour. My kitchen is so small, I have to keep rearranging it.
We
So
need a bigger kitchen. Since we have starting with this Saturday food fever, all we need a bigger kitchen.
yeah, the thing is that also oil. I'm gonna use olive
Olive.
oil.
I'm gonna use sunflower oil. Can I use some butter?
Yeah, you can. It's a recipe made for oil, not butter. But you can mix them both. I mean, if you want to use a little sunflower oil and a half, it's good.
Yeah, I
You're
think
going to make
I'm
it
gonna
two
use
eggs,
some
right?
butter.
So half a cup of oil.
You know,
Half
Livia,
a
that
cup
you cannot say no to
of
butter with Shapak. She's the queen.
Butter. I love
No,
butter. I never
half,
used to,
half
do
a
butter.
cup. You can mix half a cup because you're going to make with two eggs, right?
Yes.
So 1/4 butter, 1/4 cup of oil
Yeah.
is good. But I mean, if you just want to use butter, I don't think it's a problem. Great, two eggs. You can see it. I'm gonna uh, coat my baking pan with butter and then put the flour. Elena, for yours, I think the corn flour will be really good.
Yes. I'm starting with the dough. So are we starting with the
No,
dough?
no, I coat your baking pan with butter or oil and the flour. And for you,
Livia,
I think it's going to be good to use the corn flour for this.
I'm gonna use
Okay.
paper, so I don't need to do that, I think.
Oh yeah,
No.
I don't need to use it. I'm using this.
yeah. You're using the paper. You're free.
La 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 la. Let's make Livia pie, Livia pie, Livia pie.
I called it Fast and Furious pie.
Fast and Furious.
Yes, because it's once you have the feeling, it's really fast. And I say furious because you can just attack your fridge and take what you have there and make it
Perfect.
furious.
You've done
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So you have it coated, put it on the side, and let's go make the dough. So for the blender, I like to put. My blender is really old.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it because I bought it for
It's antique.
€2.
2 years ago. So you bought it secondhand.
No, yeah, I bought it for €2.
Oh, €2.
Yeah, and mine was broken, and this one, I mean, it works perfectly. The motor is
Yeah,
really good.
old ones machinery is way better than now. Recent ones is like break down very easily.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to buy a new mixer, because I'm thinking that a lot of people change the mixer only because there is a new one and like that. I was wondering, I need a new mixer. If someone is listening and want to give me the old mixer, I'm here. Bergamo, Italy.
I'm gonna break the eggs separated because I don't. Maybe some of
Elena,
it.
don't you have a Let Go in Bergamo that you can buy secondhand stuff?
Not easy to find kitchen tools.
Really? It's
Yeah, mine I
here.
bought it via WhatsApp. Someone announced it on a group
Yeah.
I'm part of. Huh?
Are you breaking it like that, eggs, is because you don't want to put a shell in it?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
did you?
Because maybe some of it are not so good, so I break it. I break it separate. I don't want to
Okay.
take the risk.
Mine were
And
very
we are
fresh.
going to put the entire egg. I mean, not divided the yellow and the whites.
No, directly everything.
Sorry.
So the eggs, I like to put the watery first. So I'm gonna put the brodo. I made this brodo like just before, so it's a bit warm. I didn't want that because I don't want to cook the eggs, but it's what I have.
So we put the egg, Olivia. Now we are putting the broth in and
You
milk.
can put the broth. You can put the
Milk.
only don't add the flour and the baking powder. You can add the cheese, the eggs, the brodo, and the milk and the oil.
Okay.
Okay.
The reason is that like when you use oil, you have to emulsify the oil, blend it with really well with the eggs. Um, so you can even like put, but you don't want to make mayo, so this is why you add the other ingredients as well. And you have to beat it really well. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see it? Also the cheese.
Okay.
The cheese, this recipe, my sister sent me the link for this recipe a few months ago. and the original recipe doesn't have cheese. But we are from Minas Gerais. Of course, we're going to add cheese to it. You know, Minas Gerais is like a France
Livia,
for
sorry,
Brazil. Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Are we adding 1 cup of oil altogether? 1 cup of
No,
oil.
no, because you're making 2 eggs. You put half a cup altogether.
I'm doing all of it.
I
So
am,
one
so
cup.
yeah, 1 cup, 1 cup.
Okay. I'm doing all whole recipe. I didn't want to mix it, otherwise 3 eggs and things. I
Okay.
don't. So
So maybe
one
you
cup.
can prepare another baking pan because if it's
Yeah.
too much for one, you already have a second one and you bake them in together. Okay?
Okay. I will see,
Yes.
and I will
Because
make
when
a.
you add the flour, you don't have a lot of time before you make it. You're going to bake it. So it's better if you have a second one, a second baking pan prepared. Then maybe because it's with the baking powder, it can be like a cake.
Oh,
So after you add the baking powder, you have to put it to bake immediately.
Okay.
So
okay.
have the other baking pan together just to make sure.
So all this is going in. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave a little bit of cheese here to coat it in the end after I put all the doughs. Yes,
Piccioncini, piccioncini. I mean, it's not nice to say it in English because it's pigeons. That it's not nice. But in Italians, we say piccioncini.
ah, it's so cute. Hello, zero me.
So,
The fuck.
what?
Yeah. I just saw a stupid YouTube comment. I need to play with myself. Your ladies are so beautiful. That's fuck you, zero D.
Maybe you can decide it to cook instead of, I mean, you can also do what you want, but we are here to cook, so why not spend your time in doing that? Then we all know that love your body is something amazing. Maybe this is not the place to do it, but okay, feel free to do what you want. So
Yeah.
go ahead with this beautiful recipe, Livia,
Let's go. So
please.
I'm gonna put then sorry the brodo, the last part, and let's blend it. So maybe you want to mute your microphone. So turn on your
Okay.
favorite music at home.
Yes. I'm muting.
Yeah, I think mine is ready.
Yes.
It's quite liquid. Chum chum. It's really, really liquid.
So it's not to the blender. Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
did. I didn't put the baking powder in yet. Should I?
no baking powder, and we're gonna because we're using the blender. We're gonna put now in a tray, in a bowl. I have already the rest of the flour I used to coat the pan. Um, because I don't want to blend the flour. and make, because might make be too much, and it's going to create a gluten network, and the pie will be hard. The dough of the pie will be hard. We don't want that. We want it really fluffy. Um, so this is why I recommend, after you blend most of the ingredients, you add the flour and the baking powder later. Oops, too much. I'm gonna use half whole wheat, like I said, and half white flour. I had already had some white flour in before, so I'm not gonna put so much. Yeah. And if you want, I mean, the French that watch me maybe will be like, no, you have to see your flour, so it's really fluffy. But that's too much. I'm already mixing it, you know. But use
Are
it
we mixing
there.
it by hand?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
machine?
gonna use a fouet. You can use a fork, or a spatula,
Okay.
and 1 spoon of baking powder. Olá, Julia. Glad that you're here.
Hello, Julia. So the dough is looking very interesting. I mean, the color is so yellow, and also the mixing. I don't know if you can see, but it's really easy to mix with a
Yeah,
fork.
yeah. I'm even regretting using the fouet because this fouet has too many wires. It's quite closed. It's good for beating, but not so much for mixing. But yeah, it's really easy. You just want to take out all the bubbles of flour without really beating the dough, and we'll be ready to assemble the pie and put it in the oven.
Let me see your dough, Livia, if I can, just to understand the density. Okay, so should it be like that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can see there's a lot of. I'm gonna change the. You can see there's a lot of air.
Yes, exactly. This is what I was asking, because
Yeah,
my one looks really hairy. I mean, even if I put the flour and the corn one, it's really, it's breathing.
it's dripping, but don't. Maybe you could have beaten more in the blender.
No, yours one, you think so?
No, I think that, let me see yours. Turn it up. Make it up. It's not so liquid because you're using corn flour, and corn flour sucks a lot of water. Maybe you can use a little bit more brodo.
Okay, I've got it here with me, so I can add a little bit in order to have it a little bit more liquid.
Yeah.
How about mine, Livia?
Oh, yours looks really good. No, it's yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think it's good. I think it's good. Mine is a little bit
Okay.
denser than yours. You're using whole wheat flour mixed with with white
Yes.
wheat.
Yes.
Okay.
It is. I didn't know how should it be, but it's getting thicker, obviously now.
Yeah, good. Don't blend it too much. Now we have the dough ready. Um, I'm gonna use, because yeah, I want to play with the textures. I'm gonna take the baking tray. Um, with a big spoon. or you can just. I can do it.
Are we putting half of it?
Half of it, maybe.
But did
Yes.
you add the baking powder?
Yes, add the baking powder and the flour.
You add the
Now,
baking powder. Okay.
yeah.
I didn't. I'm just adding it now. Okay.
So I'm making a bed
Okay.
with the dough.
Wow, interesting. It's a completely new way of making a salty pie. Thank you, Livia. This is a great things to do. New things are always the best one.
Thank you, dear. This is like everywhere in Brazil. I think each family has its own um, feeling that they like or they're used to. And now I'm gonna put the melanzana. If you have different, main ingredients you wanna add, like I did the other last time I made that I was going to make only for myself. I didn't want whole pie with only one taste. This is why I mixed
Are
everything I
we
had in
doing
my
half
plate.
half? I
No,
mean,
I'm gonna.
are we doing? Sorry, Livia.
I'm gonna put everything the same because it's for my
No, no.
whole
I'm just
family.
saying. Did you use the half of the dough
Yeah,
or all
I
of it?
think a little bit more than half, but
Little bit more than half. So
yeah,
you're gonna cover the dough top of it.
yeah, we're gonna put the rest on top and then sprinkle some cheese if you want.
Okay. Okay, that's what I wanted to know because I didn't realize. So
Yeah, half the dough now, and then in the end we're gonna cover it, and it's going to bake covered.
It's because it's so strange. I mean, also for me it was strange to do a pie with a liquid dough. But it's interesting. I mean, I'm so curious about how is it cooking, because now I can understand when you were saying, Livia, that the dough take the water and the taste from the ingredient inside because it's cooking with it. That's why.
Yes,
Interesting.
it's. I think even this name pie, I don't know if it could apply because it makes you think of something that it's not really what's going to happen. But in Portuguese, we use torta, which is pie in English.
Doesn't matter how the people call it. For you, it's a pie, and it's a pie for us too.
Yeah, deal. So look, I have a lot of feelings. So I'm gonna put it all
yours is quite
there.
a lot. Yeah, mine is not that much. A good job I didn't do
But
other
the
flame.
dough is already really delicious. You don't need so much filling if you don't want it. It's because I had four melantanas. That's why I'm making a lot. But if you have just because some families they just make a tuna with tomato layer on top of the same dough, and it's already delicious because you added the cheese, you added the broth. So the dough itself is already really, really delicious. Um, but of course, you can make it. You can, yeah. So if you
I'm
don't
going
have
to
a lot
put
of
also.
feeling, but you want to make something different with the dough, you can put curry in the brodo. You can spice your brodo or in your milk in some way that makes it more delicious. So I'm gonna use cherry. This one is a kind of it's called a siriguela tomatoes. It's a kind of small tomato, and it's small. And I'm gonna put it there so it explodes in the middle of the baking pan.
Yeah, I
You can
already
put
had that.
fresh basil if you want. Yeah, you can put the fresh herbs you want here. Also, it's a moment if you want to just put some balls of cheese. I have this ricotta cheese here. Um,
I did the same with mozzarella.
Yeah, you can put some mozzarella. Yeah.
3 bowls of mozzarella leftovers in the fridge.
Perfect. So
And I will take some basil from the outside, the last basil of the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the cheese like this.
Yeah.
I just like to have many surprises in the pie. So because I make it and it lasts for a long time in my fridge, I want to have different kinds of experiences while eating it.
Yeah, I am like you. I just like to try and put things. Just before we met, I actually made a cake from chickpeas.
Mm.
It is. I haven't tasted it, but I didn't think it's come out okay. Maybe I did
No,
something.
yeah. So now I finished mine. I'm gonna put the rest of the dough. I'm gonna use a spatula to take it all out. It's not a problem if you don't cover it like perfectly, but you want to spread it.
Wow. It's looking very, very, very tasteful.
So, what are you putting in your filling, Elena?
So I put spinach, cauliflower, and some eggplants that my mom grilled 2 days ago. But I have only 4 or 5 pieces, and I don't want to throw it away. So I mixed all the vegetable I said before with a little bit of olive oil and salt and a little bit of this Thai spicy
Mmm.
chili, whatever.
Let me see. Wow, what is it? Chili paste? Thai chili paste. Mmm.
And some cheese from Alta Valbadia. So this is the cheese I add. I decided to not add the parmesan because for us Italian parmesan is a quite banal cheese. And
Yeah,
I add some cheese we had from Alta Valbadia, so South Tyrol. It's really, really big taste cheese, but I like to put it inside because Livia explained to me that the dough take the taste of what you put inside. So I was thinking that it was so good to put some smelly cheese and hard cheese in it.
great.
3 bowls of mozzarella and nothing more.
And you put the basil also, right?
Yes, I put some basil leaves on the top before putting the dough.
Great.
Maybe you can have a look at it.
And Tapak, what does your pie have?
Mine is what I have done. I did put the cheese and parmesan in the dough, and as you know, my filling is red pepper, green pepper, spinach, spring onion, and mushroom, and
Mm.
and cheese. Another type of cheese. I put the ingredients already, and now I put the fresh herbs. I put dill and parsley, and now it is all
Mm.
done. So
Oh, it's a
I
good idea. I'm gonna add some
yeah,
parsley as well on
yeah,
top of the dough.
I'm taking the photo, and we are putting sprinkles of the parmesan top of it.
I
Yes,
didn't take any photos. I forgot completely.
Yeah.
Let me do it. So after that, I just sprinkled some parsley on top because you just inspired me to do it so far. And I'm gonna
I love
sprinkle.
parsley. In Turkey, you have to have parsley and the dill in your kitchen always.
I have it frozen. I didn't have it
Yeah.
um, fresh, but because it's going to bake, I don't know if it's going to make a big difference if it's not
Yeah, I
fresh.
just take a picture. Now I'm putting the sprinkles of the parmesan top of it.
Yeah, now we sprinkle some parmesan, and then it's going to be completely ready to bake.
What I'm gonna do, ladies, I will take a photographs. I'm gonna put some sesame seed and sunflower seed top of it.
Sunflower seed.
Interesting.
Yeah, just a little bit to give a taste, and when you are having the cut, it looks good. If
Yeah,
you
I'm
see,
just finishing with the parsley.
yeah,
Also, like try to blend when you make the taste. Try to see what's going to go with your own feeling, right? Uh, Now I'm gonna put the cheese. Let me change the camera so you can see. Yeah, putting the rest. This really good Minas cheese from
my
savory.
mouth is my mouth is watering now
It's
because
so,
it
The
so beautiful.
yeah
The
it is
smell of the feeling is already in my kitchen, killing my neighbors. They really want it. Now,
okay.
my pie is super heavy, it's huge. It's going to feed the whole family. And yeah, I'm going to bake it now. Thank you, Elena. I'm going to bake it now with at 200 degrees for maybe the minutes I'm not really sure because it's such a huge pie. Maybe it's going to take a longer time. Let's find out. But the secret is when you finish it, let me just get out from
So
your
can I
camera.
put this in oven now? And how many minutes we're gonna keep it there?
Yeah, because my pie is so huge, it's going to take maybe 1 hour.
One
Um,
hour.
the secret is that like when it's already golden on the top and it's coming out from the side.
So it's 200 I put
Yeah,
it in.
yeah, half an hour for yours. I think it's good, Elena. The thing is that like a cake, when the edges of the dough is coming a little bit out of the tray, it shrinks a little bit, and it's already golden on the outside. Then it's perfect. Because my tray is transparent, I can see the color, I can see it bubbling up. So it's easier to follow. But if the top of your pie is already a little bit golden and the sides are coming out, then it's ready. You can also put a fork inside if it gets dirty from the dough. But because the filling is kind of juicy, maybe you won't really realize it.
Okay, shall we say goodbye to our followers?
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
Let's
joining us.
cook
And
with
please,
us.
yeah, please leave a feedback if you tried it. So we
Yes,
would know if you tried it. Yes. It smells yummy. See
bye.
you.
See you next
Thank
week.
you, Livia. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
We're gonna show the results on Instagram.
So this man zero out D.
We are still alive.
No, no, we no, we are still